what we gotta watch, what we gotta watch. Paul Master TV. What we gotta watch, what we gotta watch, what we gotta watch. Paul Master TV. What we gotta watch, what we gotta watch, what we gotta watch. Paul Master TV. What we gotta watch, what we gotta watch, what we gotta watch. Paul Master TV. What we gotta watch, what we gotta watch. Yeah, buddy, that's right. Get exposure right now. Holler at the homie Paul Mash, man, for Paul Mash TV. Hit up Paul Mash TV across all social media sites, alright? Who we got next? Got next.
Well, hello there. It's Paul Mash TV time again. We thank you for joining us. And we got another great interview coming up in just a minute. Before we do, don't forget to hit subscribe and hit the bell here on YouTube, and you'll always get the latest interviews whenever they become available. And check out the comment section because we're going to have links to our t-shirts and caps, and I know you want to take advantage of that. And feel free to leave a comment of your own. And if you're on Facebook, go to facebook.com/PaulMashTV. And feel free to like the page, inbox us, comment on everything you see. We love to hear from you. And we love to hear from you in email. That's PaulMashTV, all one word, @gmail.com. And it's not just for fans. It's for fans and solo artists that want to be on the show as well. And also check us out on Roku every Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. on the Grind City Network, because Paul Mash TV will be showing one of his interviews on there. So, and if you don't have Roku, you can always download the app on Google Play. Just search Grind City TV, and you can watch online as well, grindcity.biz, and it's I have our online player right there. And we have an official web address as well, and we're going to recap all that, including the address we just talked about, at the end of the closing credits. So stay tuned for that, and we'll see you then. Right now from Memphis, Tennessee, we have Bill Shipper, and he's a comedic musician, and I know you're really going to laugh at his music, especially the song we got picked at the end. And we'll get started on that interview in just a moment, but here's a quick word from ClickJam. Don't go away.
We got history, got me feeling the nostalgia when you look at me, thinking about what could.
Okay, it's interview time, and with us from Memphis, Tennessee, we have Bill Shipper. Thanks for joining us, Bill.
Hey, Paul, thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. We're glad to have you here today. And we were going to have him on the show, I don't know when it was, like a year or so ago, but I guess she ended up getting sick, so we had to postpone it. And but here we are now, I guess. So.
Yep. I think I'm over it. Yeah, I've been over it for a while. Been feeling well. I was just a little something. Yeah. How you doing?
Oh, well, I'm doing pretty good. I guess Bill is what you would call a humorist when it comes to music, because he's got a lot of funny songs, and you'll have to check them out there. So what was it that made you start becoming an artist? I mean, everybody has their own story, Bill, so let's hear yours.
Man, it starts a big word there, because that's big. I did music in school. I played the trombone, and I played. Just loved to create things and make songs and practice a lot. And then when I got out of school and played, you can't entertain yourself with a trombone for too long. Either you do it with other people, or but by yourself you need something else. So I learned to play the guitar, and then started to sing some songs. Learned some songs along with that, and soon after I learned how to play some songs, I started to write a few songs. And went from there and developed that. So that's that. That's how I got the start on that. It was just always done something musical. We can't always have to do something, whether whether in the community. I've never done it as a professional musician, but even like on my day job, I find ways to play music and write songs about things that are happening. Write songs about a project or about our work group. Just bring it in there. I believe in making music and making art a part of your life.
Well, that is a pretty good story, Bill, and I'm glad that you love doing what you do. That's what it's all about. So what would you say some of your influences are on music? I mean, as I said earlier, you do comedy. Maybe there's some comedic musicians that inspired you too. Maybe you could let us know.
You know, there definitely are a lot of comedic musicians. And I thought about that ahead of time, and I thought musical influences. I'm going to say there's two things. I was living in Boston for a time, and there were two radio shows that had an influence on me. One was Hillbilly at Harvard, which came out of Harvard radio station. But every Saturday morning, and it had been going on since the 50s, every Saturday morning they'd have a radio show which they called the best and the worst of country music. So they would play great country songs, and they would play the worst and the funniest and the corniest. And that, I listened to that for years, and it developed my sense and appreciation for that. And the other one was another man locally there called Ed the Detective. So I would just tune in all the time to those. And I think they help develop a sense of the funny in song, a sense of a good song, a deep song like a country music song really gets to the heart, and then the quirky and the funny stuff, which just goes and tickles the brain and tickles the mind. And I started developing that into the writing I was doing, and I would say those influences. And of course, there's in musical comedy, there's a lot of stuff that I've appreciated through the years. There's older stuff like Homer and Jethro. I still do some of their material. She made toothpicks of the timber of my heart. And Spike Jones, you know what I mean with Spike Jones? He was actually a fabulous band orchestrator and director, and just started doing funny stuff. And he was known for that. Very talented, great things. And of course, more contemporary, Weird Al Yankovic. When he's just the top, or doing parodies, just so skilled at that. Shel Silverstein and some of the things, and Johnny Cash for his kind of music and style and the humor, because he did a lot of Shel Silverstein songs like that. So those are just a few of the influences there that help develop the kind of environment. I got to pull one up more out too, because I go through my old stuff all the time, and I was pulling the song that Neil Diamond did. You know, Neil Diamond doesn't do funny stuff necessarily, but he did a song. I'm looking at here. You're so sweet, horseflies keep hanging around your face. And there's things like that I just tune into and want to do more of.
Okay. Yeah, and I've actually interviewed two of Weird Al's band members, John Bermuda Schwartz, the drummer, and Jim West, the lead guitarist, over the years that I've been doing this. So I've been lucky to have them. I never could get Al, but
Yeah.
but that was an honor for me to have Bermuda on the show. He was a real nice guy, and Jim.
Yeah, I'll have to look those up.
And but those are pretty good influences. And as you mentioned, Spike Jones, I've always been a fan of Cocktails for Two. I think that was one of my favorites. If anybody out there has never heard that, look that up. Spike Jones, Cocktails for Two. I think you'll die laughing when you see that. So
yeah.
So have you? I guess you've done some albums as well, haven't you? Any records or CDs?
I did 3. Now the first one I put together. It's what years now? It's just about 10 years now that I did my first CD, Dirty Data, based on a true story there. So I heard somebody say, use the phrase at work, they were complaining about the data file that came through. Finance messed it all up. They said it was in the wrong place. Everything was messed up in the file. It was dirty data. And I heard that, and I said, I want to write a song about that. So I wrote a song, Dirty Data, and I included other ones like Tears on My Spreadsheet that I had written while taking a finance class in business school. And then a few years after that, I took all of the funny songs I do about food and put them into My Lover Loves Liver. My Lover Loves Liver food songs. And I also did a children's song, because I do a lot of humorous songs for children. And this is There's a Spider in the Corner, and other songs for curious children. So those are all on my website at billshipper.com.
Okay. Can you hear any of your? I'm sure you go to YouTube and hear samples or maybe full songs of some of those songs, I guess.
Yes, you can hear them on billshipper.com, and then also the YouTube. You can hear all of these because they all are posted there through the distribution. And then a number of them I've done videos of with a scripted video and produced video. And so there are a lot of them on the youtube.com Bill Shipper channel, and you can hear and watch them there.
And you can also get it streaming too, right? Like on iTunes and so forth, or
iTunes. I'm on iTunes. I'm on Spotify. Yes.
Yeah. Okay, and in just a moment, we're going to watch one of your music videos. If I remember correctly, it's called "I Only Do My Taxes When I'm Drunk." Is that what the name of it was?
I only do my taxes when I drink. That's right,
I
based on
drink. Okay. Well, I almost got it right.
Don't tell the IRS that there, but my taxes are accurate. But how I obtain the numbers,
the IRS might actually know that now since this is on tape. So I don't know.
I don't know. My video is for the record too. But I would listen. I tell you, it's you start with a true story. You write what you know. had to do my taxes, and you have to go through that and organize everything now and then. So I thought, okay, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to enjoy it. I started getting some single malt scotch there, and just put up a song from there.
Okay. And is that a true story, or is that just a funny song that you created? I'm sure it's an interesting story how you did that song.
That was the basis of it, and that was the thought of it. You know, when you write a song, you start with something. Start with an inspiration, and often it's based on truth and your circumstances and what you know, and then you go from there and you develop more. Like the song on my foodie one. Happened to be married to a wonderful woman who so I can't write any heartbreak songs, which are good country songs, but she's a foodie. She loves her stuff and she gets into it, and she was getting into the top power foods, the ones with the most nutrients in there, and liver is in it. She had a doctor that recommended she eat liver, and so she was getting into it, and I said, my lover loves liver, and I wrote that song.
Well, that's a good story about that song, you know.
It's a fun one. Yes.
Okay, and we'll watch that in just a moment. But we appreciate you coming on the show. Maybe sometime if you got anything else new to plug for us, maybe we'll have you back on.
Yeah, I'd love to. I'd love to come on, Paul. I appreciate what you do, and you get into stories from people, and that's the real stuff. Stories.
Exactly. Yeah, and I enjoy talking to people like yourself because you know, it's good to learn about people like yourself and what makes you tick, and as far as the music world too. And I always enjoy doing this for people, and I appreciate those kind words. You made my day, Bill. So
yeah. You want to capture what makes you tick, and then what makes you talk.
That's true. That's why they have TikTok, I guess.
You got it.
Okay, well, let's go ahead and watch that now. I Only Do My Taxes When I Drink by Bill Shipper, and we'll be back right after this. Don't go away.
There's a thing I do in spring of every year. I approach with civic duty, thirst, and fear. When my pencil points are sharpened and receipts are all complete, I think about the IRS and pour myself a beer. 'Cause I only do my taxes when I drink. Is my liquor a deductible expense? Can I come up with an audit-proof defense? I calculate the rate, divide, and then intoxicate, and contribute to the nation with licentious libation. 'Cause I only do my taxes when I drink. So I'm taxed on the wages of my sin. Oh no, on my 1040 I spilled gin. When it finally hits my head, it's time to calculate the credits. Will the government subsidize my attempts to liquidize? If I only do my taxes when I drink. Now I offer up a dram for Uncle Sam and extol the model citizen I am. There's a price for being free, here's to Lady Liberty. Will it please her if I render unto Caesar what is Caesar's? 'Cause I only render taxes when I drink. Yes, I only do my taxes when I drink. I only do my taxes when I drink. So is my inebriation subject to depreciation. If I only do my taxes, if I only do my taxes, if I only do my taxes when I drink.